I got what we call a Saturday job. And the sad part of the commentary, the modern commentary, is if you gave a 10-year-old a job now to work on Saturdays, you'd go to prison and the kid would go to therapy for about 10 years. Well, my name is David Rogers, and I have been involved with Rolls-Royce and Bentley for many, many decades, and I'm the luckiest guy I know because I get to do what I love doing all day and I get paid well. Thank you, Doctor. I grew up in southeast London. That was the first time I saw a Rolls-Royce or a Bentley, and they were brand new in the showroom at the James Young Coach Builders showroom. Persian rugs on the floor, big columns, vases, flowers, beautiful, beautiful place. And I just was transfixed with it, you know. Most people I knew didn't even own a telephone, let alone a car. And my job was to clean the workshops so they shone like a new pin, clean all the work bays, you know, take the trash out, make the tea. The teapot was bigger than I was, I think, at that time. I couldn't believe the amount of money I was paid for what I did, and neither could my mum because she thought I'd been out stealing. Came to America in 1985. I was in America proper, you know, like on terra firma for probably all of 15 minutes, and I said, wow, this is where I want to live. I did not want to go back to southeast London. And married an American girl, set up a business doing service repair and restoration on Rolls-Royce and Bentley. So in any event, I ended up going into the parts business full-time in the, I think it was like the late 90s. And that's what I've done ever since. You're selling Rolls-Royce and Bentley parts like every day, literally all around the world. If you're selling Rolls-Royce and Bentley cars, most of the time it takes a long time to sell a car. Like this car here had this for 23 years, but not actively for sale. My attitude is I'd rather see a dozen cars, a dozen of these going down the road, Chevy LS engine in them, than one trailer queen that never gets driven. Because the great fun of these cars is driving them. Now, from the standpoint of being a bride and groom, wanting to rent a car like this, I don't think for 1 minute they're worried about what's under the hood as long as it gets them to the church on time, you know? The whole premise of doing this, which is a mountain of work that Johnny and the guys are undertaking, it's a huge learning curve, but the basic premise behind it is that you're going to end up with something that's completely reliable, so that if something breaks on the way back from a wedding on Friday night, you can get it at the parts store Saturday morning at 8 o'clock and put it on the car and do your wedding Saturday afternoon. If it's a Bentley and something breaks and, you know, you're not lucky enough to have me live next door, what do you do? You disappoint a bride and groom, and that's no good. So I'm wholeheartedly behind what they're doing. I'm just offering as much help as I can wherever I can. All of these cars are special from the standpoint that they were all made for somebody, you know. There weren't a lot of cars that were just built at the factory and put on showroom floors and somebody walks in and spends the equivalent of 2 or 3 houses and just being happy with that. So you would go to the dealer and, you know, you pick out your paint color, your interior, your rugs, all of this stuff, you know. And you could order pretty much anything you wanted from the factory. And this particular car they're modifying is, my understanding is this car was built for Mr. Parker of Parker Pens. And it's got some quite unique features in it. You know, it's got an alarm clock built into the dash so he's not late for his appointments. There's a special Parker pen holder built into the dash, which, you know, makes sense if you're Mr. Parker. And the passenger seat is a very, very, very rare fully reclining Reuter seat that was ordered brand new when the car was built. So my assumption is that somebody had a really good looking secretary. So in any event, the car has got history. When I sold the car to the guys, they've started off with a really good, really solid, complete car to work with. A lot of guys that modify these cars start off with complete rust buckets that should really be just put to sleep, you know, which is my job. You know, I'm the Rolls-Royce and Bentley vet. I put them to sleep. In any event, this car's going to be really, really something when it's done. I'm looking forward to it. Do I do it too much? Yes, I do. You know, I mean, you can ask any of my ex-wives, they'll all tell you the same thing. You know, I'm in the business, my wife and I. Beverly's a teacher, she teaches art. She's taught art for like 40 years. The thing about Beverly is that she not only does she love what I do, but being an artist, she gets these ideas from looking at, junk Rolls-Royces and Bentleys, because, I've got hundreds of them. And she'll go out into the yard and take pictures of stuff and then do a painting. It could be acrylic, oil on canvas, could be anything, could be just a charcoal drawing. And she gets great inspiration from them. And in fact, she had an exhibition of, I think it was 31 of her paintings at the Clemson Auto Research Centre. It's been a great life being involved with these cars, day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out, for decades and decades. It's what I do. Never owned a TV, never owned a radio, never bought a newspaper. Don't want to know about anything out there. I wake up and I've got this, and that's all I need. Thank you, Doctor.